So how do you stop stressing out about your posting, about your business, about what to talk about how to do all of this on social media? I want to talk to you about some of the things that are causing people to pause or to not even take action on what it is that they ought to be doing, which is the simplest thing, which is just posting. And we're talking about a video, we're talking about written words, we're talking about images, all of these things that all of these apps make it super easy to do, right? Even creating a YouTube video. Right now I'm using my smartphone to record this video with. I am using a pretty decent microphone, many of you are familiar with, and an audio interface, but that's because of what it is that I do. I'm a voice actor. I create promo videos. I do a very good podcast, right? So there's a reason why I use a lot of the tools that I use, but even if I didn't have the tools that I use, it does not mean that I couldn't do what I do, right? I've just been doing this for over a decade, so it's a reason for me to do these things. But if you're just starting, or if you've been doing this for a while and you're waiting on the perfect camera, you're waiting on the perfect microphone, you're waiting on the perfect setup and background and all of that, these are things that I believe entrepreneurs, content creators stress over that at the end of the day don't amount to a hill of beans. Like right now, you're seeing me just use a backdrop that I got off of Amazon, right? You're seeing me use a smartphone. These things are easily attainable. But let me just tell you, and I've said this in so many videos, and it's my premise, all you need is a microphone, a camera, and a solution to a problem. Well, your smartphone has all of those things on it. So why are we stressing out about all of these things? Well, let me give you my take on this, because for someone that not only creates a lot of content, but consumes a lot of content, you see a lot of things online that impress us, right? We see these things that impress us from different content creators, from having, $2,000 camera, a $1,000 microphone. They've built out a complete studio with lighting and microphones and different camera angles and all of this. But the truth of the matter is that stuff, at the end of the day, to many of us, it doesn't matter anymore. To people that are consuming content now, it is about more authenticity. It is about just showing up and giving the information that people are looking for. So when you're looking at posting and when you're looking at, okay, how am I going to create this content? This is another smartphone I have. I have two smartphones, right? So hold up your phone, hold up your camera, and start talking to it. And start creating the content that you want to create. There are so many different, and you can take a look at some of your own actions. Most of us do a lot of scrolling. We like watching reels. We like watching shorts and all of these types of things. But is that content that we're consuming highly produced? Is that content in a studio? Is that content, just fancy smancy all over the place? It's not. And when you think about your own actions and what it is that you're looking at and watching and consuming, you can bank that everyone else is pretty much the same. The people that are watching your content, they literally only care about the content. What are you saying in it, or what are you showing in it that is actually going to help them? Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business, you're probably showcasing your skill set. You're showcasing what it is that you can do for others. You're showcasing your products and your services. That's what you're doing. How fancy do you actually think you need to be? And how intricate does that video, audio, images, all of that need to be? When you can just flash things up on a screen, take a screenshot, throw that in there, and all of these apps on our phones, from Instagram to LinkedIn to especially Instagram and Facebook, and a place like even a TikTok, they're going to let you add features to it already. But the thing is, you don't want to go overboard with what it is that you're doing. You do not want to become overproduced, right? Again, I do things the way that I do them because of what I do and who I do it for. I'm thinking about my audience. You, in turn, have to think about your audience and what it is that they actually want to consume and see. Your audience of people that will be concerned with the content based on what it is that you're saying and what it is that you're showing, to see if they can actually use that for what it is that they're doing. All of these different fancy things that people are using, in some cases self-included, at the end of the day, it is not about your product or service. It is about you wanting to show up a certain way that you've been told you have to show up. But the important thing is that you show up. That's why I'm recording this with just my smartphone camera. That's it. What is it, an iPhone 14 Pro Max? That's what this is, or is it 13? I think it's a 14 Pro Max that I'm using. And a lot of times I'm using this, the iPhone 14 Pro Plus is what I'm using in many cases. So consider what it is that you're doing, but more importantly, consider who it is that you're doing it for. Who is your audience, and what is that information that they're going to need? Now, for my audience, it's why I'm saying this, because I know content creators watch me to see how I'm producing my content. Podcasters watch me to see how it is that I'm producing my podcast called The Earl Hall Show. Voiceover artists are watching me to hear and see what my sound is like for what it is that I'm doing. All of these things is because of who I am. But this isn't who you are. Show up in a way that reflects who it is that you are in a very no-nonsense manner. Don't try and suit and boot it up, suit and tie, when that's not your audience. But if it is your audience, suit and boot up, right? If your audience is looking for information that is highly technical, that's why I just wear my grind and don't quit gear most of the time. I wear my grind and don't quit hat. I wear my grind and don't quit shirt because that's my hashtag. That's my philosophy. That's what I believe in. You have to show up with who you are, what you believe, who you help, and how you help them. This is how you're going to grow. I want you to make sure, leave me a comment and questions below so that I can go ahead and answer some of these things for you. And this could be technical questions, marketing questions, content creating questions. It doesn't matter. I'm here to help. And that's the main thing, because I want you to succeed and I want you to make an impact in a manner that you're actually looking to make an impact. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.